go over with you guys about number 30 on the 1041. Okay. I got some emails. I've read your emails and I'm reading your comments in other places regarding box 30. Okay, I'm going to say a series of things. You may choose to accept my advice or you may choose to ignore my advice. It's up to you. Okay, in front of you is an article that I read about deductive reasoning. Okay, some of you guys are ignorant. And I do not mean that I'm not trying to attack you, but I am trying to make you aware of your level of thinking and interpretation, your ability to be able to decipher certain information, to make a decision for yourself as to whether or not this is reasonable. Okay. Is it reasonable to believe this? All right. So I'm going to read a little bit about what deductive reasoning is, and then I want you on your own to start to listen or read about different ways to increase your IQ. Okay, to even if you've never heard of particular information before, there is still certain ways that you are able to receive the information, take it in, and try to assess it based on where you're getting this information from. Do you believe that this information is reliable? Is this rational? Is this reasonable? And this is going to be geared around question number 30 on IRS Form 1041. Okay, so what is deductive reasoning? Okay. There is nothing better than deductive reasoning to win an argument or to test a belief. But while this type of logical argument produces rock solid conclusions, not everyone can use it with certainty. Deductive arguments have met strict conditions. Knowing the ins and outs of deductive reasoning and how to spot an invalid form of deduction is a good way to sharpen your critical thinking skills. Okay? You need to understand that on my 1041 example that I have shown you, okay, my own private personal 1041 form was shared with you. Box number 30 is not filled in, and yet I received a check. Do you understand those two things? So that means that if myself and almost hundreds of other people have not filled in box number 30 and yet received returns, then box 30 is not the issue. Do you understand? Box number 30 is not the issue. A few months ago, I released a full video where I pointed out I was able, okay, because I had gotten good enough where I was able to look over 1041s that I completed in the past, and I wanted to compare it to the 1041 that was successful, okay? I found several things wrong with the 1041. Do you guys remember that video? Some of you guys have followed me for a while. Some of you have not. In that video, I told you everything that I found that was wrong, and I compared that to the instructions, and I'm like, oh crap, I didn't fill that out right, I didn't fill that out right, I didn't fill that out right. Even though it was wrong, I still got a check. Okay, so if you want to argue with me about box number 30, if you think that box number 30 is the reason that your return is not being processed, you are ignorant and you need to practice deductive reasoning here. Box number 30 had nothing to do with it. The IRS should produce a return. Whatever you put to it. Do you understand? I'm trying to wrap your mind around how this works. But unfortunately, these are beliefs in your head. I can't crush your beliefs. I can't do that. Does that make sense? You believe these things already. So anytime something does not work in your favor, the way that you have been raised to believe that there is some other justification outside of you, you believe that. Box number 30 is not the issue. The issue is that you're afraid to confront the IRS. You're afraid to confront them, and confronting someone does not mean you're being argumentative. This 1041 needs to be processed as I gave it to you. You're too scared to say that. And then you want to come and curse me as if I'm behind the IRS computer systems pressing buttons and saying who to approve and who not to. We're up against machines. Do you understand? We're up against certain algorithms. Do you understand? So you may have to call the IRS and verbally or on paper, if you're too scared, tell them to send this up for a higher level review because something is wrong with your algorithm. It's not working like it should. Okay? Do not ask me about box number 30 anymore. Box number 30, I am not putting a number in box number 30. I didn't do it in the past. I didn't need to. And I'm not doing it now. You need to call the IRS. The more you call them, guess what happens? The more practice you get. You get better at talking to them. If you call enough, you'll start knowing them by name like they know me. Box 30 has nothing to do with why your return was not processed. I don't know how to convince you of this. Box 30 is not responsible for why your return. Another thing that you guys need to get out of doing, and y'all are doing it, even though I've warned you, I have given you warning. I have said to you, it is very dangerous. I'm going to go out on a limb and say at this point, it's dangerous, okay? Because you can hurt yourself. It is dangerous to take something that you heard from me and then someone you heard from somewhere else, and then try to mix those understandings, okay? The person that you're listening to may have a totally different understanding than what I have. Not to say that they are wrong, okay? Not to say that they are incorrect. They may have a totally different understanding than what I have, okay? If you do that, you can land yourself in a bad situation. Do not do that. Okay? Start working on your reasoning skills. Work on it hard. Okay? I had to. I realized, okay, that my ability to deductive reasoning, my ability to think reasonably or rationally was not as sharp as I wanted it to be. So guess what I had to do? I had to work on it. And you do too. Or you're just going to be continuously sending email after email complaining. Oh, someone else somewhere else told me box number 30. The IRS agent told me the IRS agent don't know what the hell they're talking about. You ain't figured that out yet? This is a part of deductive reasoning. This is why I keep saying call them. Go ahead, call them. Call them several times and ask them the very same question, and you get 7 answers. So which one are you going to go with? This is deductive reasoning. If you call the same company or organization several times, and each time you call, they give you a different answer, what do you do? What do you do? Can you rely on what they told you? Or is it obvious at this point that I need to kind of get a basic understanding of what it is that I want? And then the next time I call, I have better control over the call because I understand what's being said. But you can't do that if you don't understand what's being said, or you don't know what to do with the information that you received when you called the IRS and then you got 7 different answers. You got 3 people said, hey, yeah, fill in box 30. 3 people said, no, don't fill in box 30. What do? You got 100 people over here that didn't fill in box 30 and 100 over there that did. The 100 that didn't fill out box 30 got a return. And the 100 that didn't or did fill in box 30 did not get a return. So does box 30 really matter? Is box 30 the issue here? No, box 30 is not the issue. So move on from it. The bigger issue is the algorithms over at the IRS. That's the bigger issue. These algorithms are forcing you to have to speak with incompetent agents who don't know any more than you do. So when you call these people, that is the point of the Dropbox. The point is so that you can read these letters, that read what I'm saying to them. I am very specific in what I am asking for. And I want you to tell me no in writing. Obviously, I need evidence of that. I'm telling you not to argue with the people over the phone. Well, why would Christina say not to argue over the phone? Why would she advise us of that? Because now you have no way of enforcement. They can say that, oh, we didn't say that. Oh, the employee that told you that no longer works with us. Oh, maybe that employee was confused. So you get it in writing. You get smart. When the bank tells you, oh, we don't accept those, contact that IT department and tell them that shit is malfunctioning. Tell them that shit. This is what I mean when you're coming up with ideas. You call the IT department. You don't need to talk to an employee. For like example, your coupon bonds. They have mobile deposit. You take a picture of it front and back. In that empty space, go ahead and put the negative value there if you needed to be told that. If it does not process, you contact the IT department of the bank and let them know your shit not functioning right. But you need to have an idea. No, my account accepts. You are separate from the bank. You are separate. Yes, you have an online account. Online. You understand? Online. Yes, you have an online account. The service agreement you have with the bank is unilateral. That means only you can choose to follow these guidelines and suggestions, or you can ignore them. But your account accepts species of all currencies. I accept all types of currencies. Here on my account, Navy Federal may choose not to accept it in their business dealings, but they can't choose for me. And then you be persistent in saying this, but some of you are not persistent. You go to one person and they say something that you agree with, and then you start sending all these letters from that one person. And then when you get rejected, you go to another person, and then you start implementing all their processes, and you get rejected. There is no consistency with you. And now you've just told these companies that. Now they know this about you, that you're confused as hell. Okay? Box 30 on IRS Form 1041 is irrelevant. The problem is the IRS itself, its algorithms. It don't work the way I told it to. And I'm going to continue with this line of reasoning until I get what I want. I'm not going to change what I said. It needs to operate this way. Because all of these accounts are personal. They're personal, they're private accounts. Even though, yes, it is true, you are the government. When you go to these enforcement agencies and ask them to enforce, they cannot interfere with a private contract. If you are paying the utility company, that is private. Look at your name on the account. You understand? You have heard the information before that only a corporation can do business with a corporation. Your name does not say Christina M. Wilson Corporation. So that's a personal entity. That's a private entity that the utility company is doing business with, as an example. And therefore, whatever agreements that have been made between you and the utility company, no one can come in and break that. Do you understand why nobody can come in and break that? That private agreement that you have with the utility company who's exploiting your ignorance. They know you don't know these things. Your personal utility account is just so that you manage your consumption. That's it. Does that stop the utility company from doing their operations and advertising to you in the form of a bill? Nope, it doesn't stop them from doing that. They can do that unless you say so. All the information on that bill belongs to you. That meter number, your name, your address, your phone number, the account number was assigned to you. All that shit belongs to you. And all of that is on the bill. So what is the utility company doing? They're monetizing my shit against me. This is where the reasoning comes in at, where you begin to understand. This is all my shit on this piece of paper. How the fuck do you give me my own stuff and then turn around and tell me to pay you for my information? Or have you lost your mind? But that's what the hell is going on. You see how low IQ that this scheme is? But look how long it took some of us to figure it out. That's a low IQ ass scheme. Easy to beat. And they're all doing it. They're all doing it. Okay? If you ask me about number 30 on the 10-4, I'm going to ignore you. I'm getting to the point where I'm irritable. And I don't want to use bad language with another person. I don't want to curse you. Okay, I've seen other channels that talk like that. And I just feel like we don't have to resort to talking like that to each other. But some of you guys are emailing me and you're nasty. Some of my admins are seasoned in dealing with individuals like that, and some of you have had encounters with them. And I've read the interactions between you and the admins, and the admin was absolutely correct in what they said and how they handled you. Okay, so do not ask me about box number 30. Box number 30 does not matter. I've shown you a full 1041 where damn near Most of the shit on it was wrong. And I still got a check. So don't ask me about box 30 no more. If you want to fill that in, if you think box 30 is going to matter, then you go through the whole process and amendments, and you sit your ass there and you wait another 16 weeks to get even a response. And you wait 16 weeks for them to tell you, oh, it's still processing, or we need some additional information. You don't need shit. Why would I give additional information to you? Who are you? Why didn't my 1041 process the way that I said it should? You go to the CID of the IRS. That's a perfect place to go for this type of internal corruption. You put that 3949A in for internal corruption. So that's it. Yeah, don't ask me anymore about box 30 of 1041. Okay? Do not ask me anymore, because I'm doing the best that I can. Some of y'all are so brainwashed, okay, that you don't understand how this shit works. It's based on what you believe. What do you believe? And some of y'all don't even believe in it. You don't even believe what it is I'm telling you. You really don't believe it. And I know that might sound cliche, but nothing's going to work in your favor. When you say something, you have to believe it. When you tell your kid, I'm going to spank your ass, if you don't believe you going to do it, guess what? They're not either. You better go through with what you said. This monetary system is about a belief. It is. It's about a belief. What do you think about this? And looking at it, it's all chaotic. It's chaos. And I made this so simple. Some of y'all are, oh, I have to authenticate my birth certificate. I have to change my status. I have to do all this crazy shit that don't mean nothing. I have to add all these titles to my name so that everybody knows that I'm a beneficiary. This shit has not amounted to anything for you, and you're still doing it. So who's crazy here? Me or you? You don't need to do all of that. I'm a living man, duh. Who the fuck else am I talking to? We know that already. You need to understand that a lot of these employees working, even some of these fucking judges, y'all, these cops, they are brainwashed too. Just like you. Judges, like Patrick said. Patrick said this, and I'm getting this directly from Patrick Divine for those who are new. And Patrick said even these judges, these attorneys, they paying fucking mortgages and car notes. And they don't have to. That's a telltale indicator that they are fucking brainwashed. And you have to be careful because, yeah, this brainwashed individual can call some shots unless you're seasoned enough to understand how to get out of it. But that's all I got for you guys. I'm out of town now. I'm gonna be out of town for a while. I'm out of town now, so I do apologize. I'm going to continue to try to make myself as available as possible, even though I'm away from my normal work environment. I do apologize. Like if you can hear more Ooh, excuse me, guys. I'm drinking coffee. If you could hear more noise in the background than usual, I do apologize about that. Everyone on the Dropbox, I have literally manually added your email to the Dropbox. If you do not have access, okay, here is my apology to you. I am sorry. I have paid crazy amounts of money, okay? I've paid crazy amounts of money on integrations to make this easier. And it has not. So I am pissed. I'm not passing that anger off to you. I'm pissed at these ITs, okay, that I hired to do this shit, and I'm still getting complaints. That's what I hired you for. So I have taken matters into my own tech tarded. One of my I have Zoom. We had a Zoom not too long ago, and one of the people on the Zoom call, I was trying to explain to them, like, I'm not all this literate when it comes to these different platforms. Like, I learn fast. Like, I'm a very fast learner. But it takes a little bit of time. And he said, "Oh, you tech tarded." I like that. I'm gonna use that. Yes, I am tech tarded, but I have success. So I am looking at it. I have added you guys' email. So everyone that purchased, I went to Gumroad. Give me the emails for everyone that purchased this subscription. They gave me the email addresses to everyone who's purchased. I took all those email addresses over to Dropbox. And I have placed it into an invite section. So it'll send you an invite, like you are automatically have access, or you automatically have access. Sorry, that sentence wasn't correct. But you automatically have access to the Dropbox now that I have manually added your email address. If it does not work, okay, just cancel your subscription. Cancel it. Don't continue to pay. This is another reason why I'm having this deductive reasoning argument. And some of y'all are loyal, and you're like, Christina, I'm not canceling it, girl. Hurry up and fucking fix it. And you know what? That type of dedication, I respect you so much. You have my respect, okay? You do. But you are not obligated to me. You are not obligated to pay for something that you're not getting. You understand deductive reasoning? Like, it just doesn't make sense. For some of you guys were just like, no, just, girl, I wipe my ass with $10. I don't even care. Just try to get it up as quickly as you can. I do appreciate that. I'm very appreciative of it. But I'm also honest, and I send these mass emails out to you guys, and some of you don't even check your email, so you don't see it. Or the email address that you signed up for the Dropbox service with is different from the email that you're trying to use to access Dropbox. So now you look like a stranger to Dropbox. Okay? If you go ahead and just cancel it, if you do not have access at this point, I did it myself. I found some YouTube help. Okay? Tell me, how do I invite, or how do I manually add members to the Dropbox? Hell, even Dropbox chat helped me. It said the same thing that the YouTube video that I was looking at told me to do. I wanted to be sure that this is good advice. Okay, so I have to go. Do not listen to, and I'm going to open up the comments. Do not ask me about box number 30. Are we clear? Okay, happy Sunday, y'all. We'll talk. Bye.